So you got 3 QBs on this roster that played, 2 that played in the preseason. I guess Logan Woodside, he didn't count. So you got 2 guys that played meaningful snaps in Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson. And Rudolph threw a terrible interception in each of the last 2 games. Skylar Thompson's now everybody's favorite guy. And then you got Will Howard, who could be IR eligible. Mm-hmm. But you got to now consider Derek Harmon and some other stuff. How do you think the QB room's all going to shake out?
Well, first thing has to happen is you got to evaluate Will Howard. Is it can he come back now? I saw his braces getting a little bit smaller. He used to have a big brace on his hand. Now it's getting smaller, if that's any indication whatsoever. If you evaluate him and he's ready to go, I think you have no choice. I mean, it's an easy decision, right? You go Mason 2, Will Howard 3. I don't want Will Howard just sitting for an entire season, not having any sort of reps, whatever, even if it's practice squad reps, third team reps, or anything. If you get 2 or 3, if Aaron Rodgers sits out for a day, that's what I would do. But I just don't see Skylar Thompson fitting in anywhere, to be honest with you. I really don't believe people right now when they say Mason, they think he's better. Skylar Thompson's better than Mason Rudolph. I don't believe they believe that. I think that's just a talking point or whatever.
Do you believe that Skylar Thompson has played better in the preseason than Mason Rudolph?
It's not as bad. Well, I would say not. If it was, it's not by much. Just because.
Really?
Yes, because this is why I'm saying. First of all, Mason Rudolph completed his first 7 balls, went 9 of 10, was a star in
He
week
looked
1,
great in
right?
week 1.
Number
He did.
1. He's thrown, about 6 or 7 incompletions in 3 games.
Yeah,
he
2 of
threw a
them were
bad-
just ghastly picks, though.
Yeah, okay. One of them was ghastly.
They
The
were
other one
both
was-
awful.
It was a bad snap, but
I mean, he caught the ball.
well, he's had to get rid of it quickly. But we're still looking at Skylar Thompson going against second and third teamers, and I can't get that out of my mind. Another thing I can't get out of my mind is nobody wanted Skylar Thompson. He did perform well against second, third teamers late in games, and you had Mason Rudolph the last time you saw him in the Steelers uniform. He won you 3 straight games.
Yeah, but it was a
to get into the
totally
playoffs.
different offense. And
So
Scott,
you think he just lost it all of a sudden?
no, I just think he might not be as good a fit or know the offense as well as Skylar Thompson might right now.
No. I just think this is just fodder to talk about.
I mean, I'm sure
There's
that
nobody even thinking. The only decision is if Will Howard is going to go on IR because he's not physically able to take part in practices for a month. And I don't know if that's true or not. I don't think that would be true. Now, where you get in between, is it a 2-week injury? Do you waste one of your handful of designated to returns
Right.
on the guy, considering maybe you need some?
they wouldn't roster 4, would they?
No, they've never had.
Right.
But then that's beside the point, because then one would have to be put on. You're talking about practice squad or just on?
No, 4 guys.
But you can carry
Like
that
the
third one,
Browns.
though, right?
Yeah,
You can carry the 3rd.
Yeah, you can. They always do the 3. They never do the 4. But even if you want to keep the 4 and want to get one on the practice squad, which they never do, he would have to clear waivers, and you would think somebody would pick up Skylar Thompson. But I mean, he's played 8 career games. He has had 120 career passes in his life.
He went 18 out of 45 in a playoff game against the Bills.
Yeah,
But he had that will to win. He got them there. Lost by 3.
I mean, I can't even see any. It's not like Mason Rudolph's getting paid a ton of money, and you can save money by just dumping him.
Well, so I was going to say that. You say nobody wanted Skylar Thompson. That's a fact. Nobody wanted Mason. And Mason stunk last year.
Well, I think Mason.
We're talking about $4.5 million. He's getting paid less than Tyson Bagent, who's an undrafted guy from Shepherd, who now just signed a 2-year deal with the Bears.
Yeah, but I think what Mason saw when he was offered the contract was a 37 and a 41-year-old potentially being in front of him, and he had a much better chance to play rather than Tyson Bagent, who has the number 1 overall pick 2 years ago. So I think that played a lot into it, his ability to get out there and actually play this year. So, and he was the starter up until when? June, middle of June.
I don't know.
The refs.
You know who the longest tenured quarterback on the roster is one Skylar Thompson.
Yeah, here's another.
That guy's a lifer.
Here's another thing is, what about next year? You do have to look to next year a little bit. If Will Howard does sit out partially, is he going to be ready to even potentially go in there next year? Probably not. If Aaron Rodgers retires, even if you draft a guy and you move up and draft the best quarterback available, I mean, there's no guarantee he starts week 1. You need a Mason Rudolph bridge guy so you're not in that spot again next year, even if you do upgrade the position. I think that all comes into account.
I brought this up last week. I think that there needs to be a rule that's put in place where your draft picks are protected on the practice squad. Like if you have a draft pick and you need to move them to the practice squad, then they're protected. Like nobody can poach them. Like in this situation,
would take advantage of it though, wouldn't they? It has to be a limited amount of time. Maybe the first year, maybe.
Yeah, just a rookie. Yeah. You're a draft pick.
I actually really like that.
Because, like, in this situation, Will Howard would go to the practice squad, and you wouldn't have to worry about him being poached by another team, and you could roll with Skylar Thompson as your third, and Will Howard could still get his reps that he needs.
Yeah, it's supposed to be about development. You don't have AAA, you don't have AA, you don't have the Greensboro Grasshoppers like the Pirates do.
So now, like, you're a franchise in a situation where it's like, I have to worry about somebody poaching my draft pick that I just drafted, didn't even get to see that much of him because he got hurt.
Right.
Like, no, now that he's healthy.
So you're adding that on to the number they have already, where they have 16 already?
16
17 now with their international guy.
And then I think 6 of them are veterans and 10 of them are...
What I'm saying is I think they use a lot of that practice squad to fill positions that they might need, you know, where you put a veteran on there just in case he needs to jump in there. Maybe Dante Kent makes it this year on your theory of moving him over to the practice squad, but he would never play this year because he's been injured for 2 of the 3 weeks he was here. Maybe if you drop it down to 10 and keep all your draft picks, that might be something.
No, you don't have to drop it. We're going to start playing more games.
All your draft picks are going to go on practice.
That's another thing, too, is...
It might be 1 or 2 a year.
1 or 2.
Maybe you don't want a couple of those draft picks on there either. Like next year where they have 13, 12.
Well, and so that's where it benefits the Steelers greatly. And the rich get richer. The Eagles have, I think, 12 or 13 draft picks next year, too. Now, if you're a team like the Browns and you're going to suck and you have double-digit draft picks, okay, it's much more likely that you will legitimately roster 10 of the 12 or 12 of the 12 because you're going to be bad either way. I like the idea of, we've got a bunch of draft picks. They're not going to make all those picks. We're going to trade some of them. I like the idea of, we've got 12 draft picks. We like the guys we drafted, obviously, and they can develop on the practice squad, and we've got control of them for at least a year, and then you figure it out with them a year later. Right. I think that'd be a great thing.
Interesting, but would be so much red tape. The NFLPA would probably have something negative to say about that. I don't know how, but they probably would.
They'd love it.
No, not if you're dumping some veterans to stay. If you stay at 16,
but why not make it 18? Like you're going to go to 18.
Then you're
games.
paying more money now.
No!
I'm just
woe is me.
I'm just telling you. Why do you think they don't go to expanded rosters? Because they have to pay them.
The one thing I never understood, and we're kind of off the beaten path here, but who cares? We're talking ball. Make all 53 eligible.
Well, I don't. What's the reasoning behind that? I forget what the reasoning. There's a reason because of that. Because
it's dumb.
No, it's first of all you'd have
to. If you can't remember it, it's dumb.
No, there's definitely a legit reason behind why they do that. Not have all 53 people eligible. It gives them some kind of advantage. The team that are healthy or something like that. I forget exactly.
Yeah, because if you
I don't come here with the best knowledge for all, but there is a definite specific reason why they only go to 46.
Yeah, because you're going to have guys that are hurt, and you want to even it out, so you have to.
That's another thing. Maybe that's what it is. Some teams would be able to dress 53, and the others maybe not because.
But you would be able to dress 53 because you move guys up from the practice squad for the guys that are hurt.
People are loving this. Absolutely genius idea. I think it's great.
And it wouldn't be something that the NFL and the NFLPA would really have to fight over.
Yeah.
Like you're keeping guys that you drafted for that year. Your rookies that you have that year. Not every rookie is going to be on the active roster. And then you can protect them because look, we need this guy to develop a year. We need him on the practice squad. This is the perfect situation. An example for it is Will Howard. Right now it's like Will Howard's hurt. We didn't get to see him in the preseason. Now we have to cut somebody that we think is a quality third-string quarterback because we need to bring our draft pick back that we haven't seen.
Right.
No, let's put him on the practice squad and keep Skylar Thompson on the active roster, and still Will Howard. We don't have to worry about anybody poaching him.